Good morning to everyone within the Shiplake community. It is Friday the 24th of June and this is the 25th of June. We skipped a day. It's Friday the 25th of June and this is the last day of our academic year. First of all, my apologies that we felt that we couldn't run this whole school assembly outside this morning, and the forecast was for a lot of rain overnight and this morning, and it was felt that this would make it tricky for assembly outside, but also that the conditions would be really poor for running and other events. So we didn't want you simply coming in to watch this assembly remotely in your tutor groups to then have to just put in time before going home again early on the buses. It's far from the ideal way to finish our school year, and of course sod's law that the rain actually stopped half an hour ago. But I hope that you had a brilliant time yesterday at the first day of our sports day in our house-based sports. Walking around the many events, it certainly looked as if everyone was having fun. The feedback speaking to many of you was really positive, and there was so many of you enjoying the activities, competing with and against each other, and all in all, it was a really successful event. And I even have a bouncy castle injury on my knuckle. So I'm glad that at least you got that. Now later we do have a Year 13 Leavers service, prize giving ceremony, and then Leavers dinner this evening. So there's still lots of things going on, and most importantly, our Leavers will have a proper opportunity to say goodbye after such a challenging 2 years in sixth form. But when we talk about challenges, every single challenge that we have faced since last March is totally and utterly unimportant when you consider the challenges that one of our Shiplake pupils is facing at the moment. As many of you know, Matt Waring, who's in Year 13, was involved in an extremely serious road accident last Sunday evening. He was riding his motorcycle and he was hit by a minibus. Matt was in no way at fault for the accident, and the police have confirmed this. But he suffered a major head injury and is in a very bad way in hospital in London. And this is the worst sort of news that you can ever get as a headmaster, never mind as a parent. If you're listening to this and you have got your driving license, please be careful on the road. You could be the best and most careful driver on that road, but it doesn't stop others from driving moronically. So be aware of everything around you, and even if you're tempted to rush, even if you're running late for something, try your best not to. For all of us, the next time we are even slightly tempted to complain about something, think again, because our struggle doesn't even come close to the situation that Matthew and his family are currently in. Above all, Matt needs every single bit of positive energy, thought, and prayers sent his way at this time. Even if you don't know him, he is one of our Shiplake family, and he needs our help. So to that end, I'd like to ask the Rev to say a special prayer with us for Matthew. Rev.
Thank you, Mr. Howe. Good morning, everyone. So let us pray. We pray for Matt Waring following his serious road accident last Sunday. We pray for him at this critical time, for his family and friends, for those who are caring for him around the clock, nurses and doctors. When our world darkens, give us light. When despair numbs our souls, give us hope. When we stumble and fall, lift us up. When doubts assail us, give us faith. When nothing seems sure, give us trust. Almighty God, the strength of the weak and the hope of those who suffer, hear our prayers and grant us the power of your grace, that sickness may be turned into health and fear into comfort, for Jesus Christ's sake. Amen. As we go through the summer, remember to spare a prayer for Matt. Thank you very much, Mr. Howe.
Thank you very much, Rev, and we are all with Matt and his family at this moment. Now, to announce our academic awards, I'd like to say good morning to Mr. Jones, and many of you will not know it, but it was Mr. Jones' birthday yesterday. So Mr. Jones, a belated happy birthday to you, and I hope that you had a great day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Howe. Good morning. I certainly did, and I'm grateful to everybody who wished me a happy birthday yesterday, and thank you for organising the ice cream van. I'm delighted to announce the winners of two very important house trophies this morning, and these are awarded for the highest number of academic excellence points per house. So firstly, we have the Bevan Trophy, and this has been calculated by the average number of excellence points per pupil per house. So we'll start with the senior houses, and in third place with 56 excellence points per pupil, well done to Burr. In joint second place with 64 excellence points per pupil, well done to Orchard, Skipwith and Welsh. And congratulations to Everett House with 68 excellence points per pupil. Well done indeed. Next, we have the Graham Vick Award for the lower school team with the highest number of excellence points. But before that, I'd like to congratulate every pupil in the lower school for an outstanding number of excellence points. In year 7, well done boys, you got an average 118 points per pupil, and particularly well done to year 8, who got on average, they earned 120 excellence points per pupil. So on to the winning team. So well done to the Spartans with an average of 9 excellence points per pupil. Well done to the Olympians with an average of 10 excellence points per pupil. And well done to the Titans with 11 excellence points per pupil. So thank you all for your hard work this year. It's been a pleasure to reward many of you with golden tickets, either virtually, or I know some of you have been lucky enough to visit the cafe in person. I look forward to much more success next year. Now over to Mr. Woolner with details of a very special prize. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Yes, so at the start of this half term, 34 college students submitted entries for the inaugural Exemplum Docet prize, and they're all of a high quality and across the whole age range of students. Entries range from classical research essays to works of art, from video lectures to dramatic monologue. So I had the job, along with the scholars' mentors, of judging all the entries on their academic merit in response to a stimulus item, the effort they put in, and the presentation skills demonstrated. And so I grouped them into junior, intermediate and senior awards, with an overall winner being selected from these. So I'm really pleased to announce the junior award first. Honourable mentions first to Jonathan Caval for a Spanish poem titled "The Virus Wasn't There Either," and Matthew Perry in year 7 for a slideshow presentation considering the merits of knowledge over creativity. The overall winner of the junior award was James Bizior, who submitted a tremendously well-researched topical slideshow on marginalisation, equality and opportunity. And his winning submission will be made into a video lecture and presented on the Scholars website. So the intermediate award. Honourable mentions go to Ben Zacharias in year 10 and Freddie Shorten in year 11, both for writing long-form essays, which were immensely well-informed, very academically weighted and superbly written. They faced stiff competition in this category, however, from the winning submission of Noah Scotchbrook for his research into, his redrafting of and performance of Gilbert and Sullivan's I Have a Little List from the Mikado. The recording for this will also go up for viewing. In the senior category, honourable mentions go to Alex Rowe for his large-scale portrait of his grandfather in considering the question of, do we ever learn the lessons of history? And to Abby McCarthy for her eloquently written, passionately delivered and powerful video essay on the doors she faces as a woman in the 21st century. These were just pipped to the post by next year's co-head of school, Jay Angel, for his scholarly defence of capitalism as mankind's greatest invention in a long-form essay format. You can read his submission as well as all of those of the runners-up on the Scholars website. However, there can only be one overall winner who will receive the prize at prize giving later today. And this year, for the creativity, academic ambition and determination demonstrated in his hugely impressive submission, the inaugural Exemplum Docet prize is awarded to Noah Scotchbrook. And I'm really pleased to be able to share with you his performance now. Fingers crossed this works.
Someday it may happen that a victim must be found. I've got a little list of society's offenders who might well be underground, and they never would be missed, they never would be missed. There are litterbugs who tend to throw their rubbish all around, or bullies who will beat you up and leave you on the ground. The disaster that is HS2 that's carving through the land, the snotty individual who thinks he's rather grand. Oh, Harry and the actress whom we wished he'd never kissed, they none of them be missed, they none of them be missed. He's got 'em on the list, he's got 'em on the list, and may none of them be missed, may none of them be missed. Then the nasty COVID virus with the number of 19, and the biased journalist, I've got him on the list. And the people who are selfish and are really rather mean, they never would be missed, they never would be missed. Then the dog who hangs his dog poo in a bag up on a tree and expects it to be cleared away by you or maybe me. And the person from the UK roads who knows that he can't drive and really thinks he can but still would rather like to try. And the elderly old gentleman, a dreadful motorist, I know he'd not be missed, I know he'd not be missed. He's got 'em on the list, he's got 'em on the list, and I don't think he'd be missed, I'm sure he'll not be missed. And the one who chews his gum all day and leaves it on the desk, he's no nutritionist, I've got him on the list. The greedy fellow stuffing food through films is quite a pest, he'll surely not be missed, he'll surely not be missed. That awful football player who we wish we'd never signed, like the guy who misses all the goals, I think he might be blind. Like the bloke who lets in all the goals, to him we say it's you, but the task of filling in the names I'd rather leave to you. But it really doesn't matter whom you put up on this list, for they'd none of them be missed, they'd none of them be missed. You may put them on the list, you may put them on the list, and may none of them be missed, may none of them be missed.
Hugely impressive. I think you'll all agree, and I hope that brought a smile to all your faces this morning. Again, it'll be up on the school website if the streaming wasn't working for you. Back to you, Headmaster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilner, and well done to Noah. Now, obviously, as you can even see from that, arts is a big part of Shiplake life across music, art, photography, and drama. On Wednesday evening, we enjoyed a fabulous Shiplake Rocks concert featuring quite a few of our current pupils, including Noah, and also Old Vikings and our staff band as well. Brilliant fun, great performances, but a special mention, I think, goes to Maddie Aurora, who was simply sensational, and we're so looking forward to hearing Maddie sing in prize giving today. Thank you to Mr. Curran for all the organisation that went into the concert. It was a real success. Also, a point to make, as we go through the rest of this assembly, if your name is called out and you are winning a blazer, these can be picked up in the course of today from reception. These go to year 13s for particular reasons in particular categories. So at some stage today, please pop in and collect your blazer if your name is called out. So over to you, Mr. Curran, to announce our music awards.
Thank you, Headmaster. And it's my pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's Arts Awards for Music. There are 3 categories of awards. The first one is Commendations, and commendations go to pupils in all years who have shown outstanding commitment, improvement, or high level of performance. Recipients of this award will be sent a certificate. The next level of awards are Full Colours, and these are for pupils in year 12 and 13 only for their outstanding contribution to music as role models. Recipients of this award will be sent a certificate along with an arts tie, as you can see here, or a bracelet and bead for the girls. And of course, the highest level of award is the Blazer Award, and this is awarded sparingly to pupils in year 13 only who have made an exemplary contribution to the life of college music, both as a skilled performer and as a music ambassador. So, without further ado, congratulations to those who have received commendations. In lower school, congratulations to Seb Crane-Mills, Alex Cammy Hawkins, Elliot Jones, Jack Dagg, Zach Fisher, Toby Vivian, and Senna Hughes. In Year 9, congratulations to Leo Slavikovsky, Felix Koller, Jonathan Kowal, Ashir Tufail and James Bizier. In Year 10, congratulations to Silas Lee, Noah Scotchbrook and Ewan Pratt. In Year 11, congratulations to Richard Wang and Milo Griffiths. And in the 6th form, huge congratulations to the following: Maddie Aurora, Cordelia Pink, Ed Dallas, Wallace Fisher, Gina McKee King, Sophie Murray, Giza Hallman, Emily Lambert, Maddie Fisher, Greg Dowden, Billy Fundle, James Braun, Izzy Hepburn and Millie Short. Full colours this year are awarded to Johnny Miller, Tom Stewart and Elizabeth Tang. Many congratulations to you. The Blazer Award recipient this year. So only one Blazer will be awarded, and it goes to a Year 13 boy whose passion for music is on display each time he's on stage. He's come into his element since joining Shiplake at the beginning of Year 12, and he has been an integral part of the production of Loserville and every concert that's taken place during lockdown, including the one that was aired on Wednesday night, Shiplake Rocks. And the winner of our Blazer Award this year, many congratulations, and we're thinking of you, Matt Waring. Mr. Ramsey and Miss Mordew will now announce the winners of our...
Good morning, all. I have some beautiful photography awards to give out today. It's been a really strong year from the A-level photographers, and we hope you've all enjoyed Photo of the Week that we've been sharing out in the survey if you've been going there, and also online as well. So our full colours go to our Year 13 photographers this year, who received, hopefully will receive an A or an A-star grade, and that is to Holly Ann Richards, Sam Green, Maddie Aurora, Elizabeth Tang, Toby Coles and Lucy Sell. Well done to all of you. And our prestigious Photography Blazer Awards this year go to our 3 top students who absolutely have smashed it in photography throughout the whole course of their A-level. And these go to Alex Davies, Rob Humphreys and Antonia Tunnicliffe. Well done all. Over to Art.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to start off with the art commendations and work my way upwards. So in lower school, we have commendations for Joe Morgan, Henry Taphouse, Hamish Arnold, Amin Al-Amin, and Willem Keane. Well done to you guys. Then we go to Year 9. We've got Rufus Goggins, Patrick Gilbertson, Robbie Dawson, and Dill Higgins. Year 10, we go with Tom Westell, Oscar Smage, Monty Walker, and Harry Saker. Going up to Year 11, we have Josh Somerville, Will Taylor, Victor Lazar, Fred Fox, and Freddie Colson. Into Year 12, Vincent Chen, Jack Linsky, and Charlie Stewart. And then into Year 13, we have Lottie Fahey, Sienna Pearson, and Ryosuke Kinoshita. Going over to full colours, you'll have to excuse me if you will, I'm going to show you some works as well. So I'll be on and off screen. We're going to start with Danny Mulligan and his incredible portrait of his grandma that was on display in the summer exhibition. We're going to go next with Amelia Baker. Well done, Amelia, for her multimedia representation of a hare. We're then going to go to Savannah Mutakas. Savannah's done an awesome portrait in graphite of this woman. Superb. Well done, Savannah. Then we go to Alex Rowe, who also got a special mention for his scholarship work with his portrait of Anthony Hopkins. Well done, Alex. Then we're going to Wallace Fisher. Superb work all year from Wallace Fisher. This semi-abstract styled portrait of a girl smoking. And then we finally go to Sam Frost with his representation of his dog in oil paints. Then I'm going to go over really quickly, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do some visual displays. We're going to go over to the Blazers. And for the Blazers in Year 13, we have Poppy Whitfield and Lucy Sell. One moment. Poppy's massive, massive kind of dreamy, surreal painting that a lot of you will have seen in the hall hanging above the door. And finally, Lucy Sell's split portrait in oils of herself and her dad melded together. Thank you very much from the art department. Over to drama.
Good morning, everybody, and a happy last day of term. It is such a pleasure to be able to mention the wonderful boys and girls who have been contributing so fantastically to drama this year. It's been a tricky decision to really narrow it down for so many successes across the year, but we'll get started with the commendations. So with lower school, massive well done to Will Griffith, Jack Terry, Ollie Bailey, Sam Gallagher, Ben Woodbridge, Noah Thurgood, Oscar Lewington, and Zach Fisher. Well done, gentlemen. And then as we go into year 9, the commendations are awarded to Felix Collar, James Lucking, Daniel Wilson, James Bizior, Dominic Thomas, Wilf Jennings, James Coe, and Vinnie Clifford. Well done, gentlemen. And then into year 10, some fantastic work across the year from Alec Veach, Sam Chambers, and Noah Scotchbrook. And for our year 11s, this was particularly tricky, but an amazing well done to Max Noakes, Ruben Logan, Will Taylor, Lewis O'Donoghue, Josh Somerville, Jamie King, and Louis Poundle. And as we move into the full colours, this award has just been absolutely brilliant to be able to award the fantastic work of a range of year 12 students who have been incredibly committed across this entire school year throughout lockdown, before lockdown, and afterwards, creating some fantastically creative and gorgeous work in their final performance this term. So full colours this year are awarded to Alex Taylor McDowell, Hector Suter, Henry Kinzig, Millie Short, Johnny Pearson, and Sam Bork. And then finally, our Blazer Award is awarded to an amazing young man who has shown absolute dedication and commitment to drama every single day of his life here in Shiplake College. In lessons, in co-curricular, we couldn't ask for a better representative who is now hoping to go on and study drama into his future. So a big congratulations and a massive thank you to Casper Good for all your work in the department. I'll hand you back to Mr. Curran.
Thank you, Ms. Farrell. So to close the Arts Awards segment of this assembly, I'd like to award the Nielsen Trophy for the Arts. So the Nielsen Trophy for the Arts 2021 is awarded to the house that has won the most number of house points over the year in all arts events combined. So these include, but are not limited to, The Masked Singer, Seen It at Shiplake, House Art and Photography, involvement in concerts, contribution to art exhibitions and other expressive work. This year in joint second place are Orchard and Welsh House. Congratulations to you. And in first place, winning the Nielsen Trophy for the Arts 2021 is Skipwith House. Many congratulations to all pupils in Skipwith who contributed so much to these arts events, and to all of you across the college for participating in these events with a positive can-do attitude. Back to you, Headmaster.
Thank you very much, and thank you to all the teachers involved with driving the creative arts side of school. Can I also say a big thank you to the teachers who helped out yesterday in that first day of our sports day, and also the ground staff for marking out all the pitches and helping to put everything up. Most of all, I thank our head of PE, Mr. Bradley. It was his idea. He did the planning and organisation. Just imagine the organisation that went into yesterday. And it was a proper success. So thank you to Mr. Bradley, and over to you to announce the Sports Awards.
Thank you very much, Headmaster. Well, welcome everyone. It's obviously been a strange year for sport, but we have got some sports awards to announce, and I'm going to jump straight in with the Cricket Player of the Season and Most Improved Players. The other sports have handed these out at various times over the last 2 weeks. However, cricket really has gone right up, playing until this week. So, with no further ado, the lower school. Well done to the year 7 and 8 players of the season, Finn Bakey, Freddie Holgate, and Freddie Coltis. And the most improved players in year 7 and 8, Noah Thurgood, Oscar Lewington, and Jay Gruhl. Congratulations. Moving into year 9, the under 14 B team. The player of the season to James Webb, and the most improved to Josh Martinson. In the under 14 A's, Henry Benton receives the Player of the Year, and Oscar Morris the most improved. Under 15 Bs, the Player of the Year, Alec Veach, and most improved to Ben Zacharias. The under 15 A team sees a joint award to Mr. Diver and Mr. Thomas for the A team, and for the most improved, Charlie Kerrison. The second 11 awards the player of the season is awarded to Will Simmons and the most improved player to Jet Dyson. And finally, for the Cricket Awards, the first 11 most improved player is Monty McLaren-Clark, and the player of the season for the first team is Jay Angel. Very well done to all of the cricketers. And now move into the Colour Awards. Now the colours awarded are for outstanding achievement and ability within their chosen sport, as well as obviously a significant contribution and consistency across the season. So we'll start with cricket again. The under-14 silver pin badge is awarded to Henry Benton, Louis Creyer, Vincent Clifford and Benjamin Stokes. The under-15 blue ties to Will Diver, Evan Thomas, Joe Biggin, Will Forster, Charlie Kerrison, Max Redding, Jack Hallett and Harry Sharp. Moving into the Year 11s, the under-16 green ties for cricket are awarded to Milo Griffiths, Sam Gillen, Lewis O'Donoghue, Joe Rogers, Charlie Moss, Monty McLaren-Clark, Ollie Lewis and Taj Angel. The Year 12, the under-17 red ties are awarded to Jay Angel, Ollie Stalder, Harry Batchelor and Henry Kunzek. And the under-18 white tie award to Joe Durkin. Very well done to those cricketers. Moving on to the rowing side of things, obviously cricket have been very lucky that they've had absolutely a full and packed season, and rowing has just about had enough regattas and enough meets now that we feel that we could award these, and indeed you saw the success of our teams over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So starting with the under-16 green tie award for rowing, Charlie Keener, Fred Fox, Luke Biker, Louis Swinburne Johnson, Harrison Harper, Tom Madden, Freddie Milton and Ned Floyd. Moving to Year 12s, the under-17 red ties, Adam Hunt, Felix Arkle, Sam Pogmore, Dylan Hillier, Sam Waller, Krista Scott, Rocco Pritchard, Toby Rackett and Kurt Forberger. Congratulations. The Year 13s, the under-18 white ties for rowing, Dan Hallsworth, Angus Wood, Jake Birch, Matt Johnston, Danny Mulligan, Ed Dallas, Wallace Fisher and Lucas Morgan. My congratulations to the boys rowers. Moving into the full colours for girls sport. This includes Antonia Tunnicliffe, Poppy Whitfield, Amy Silwen, Maddie Aurora, Anna Gulpin, Laura Passmore, Trixie May and Elizabeth Tang. And specifically for rowing, Izzy Blake Holwer, Mia Vickerman, Nicole Dunn, Mary Oakes, Scarlett Mayhem, Cassie Green, Ellie Webb and Megan Hadfield. So well done to all the girls for their sports colours and their rowing colours. Moving across to tennis now, who have also had fixtures during the summer term, albeit somewhat disrupted by other schools' bubbles. In the under-14 team, the silver pin badge awarded to Dylan Higgins, Seb Mealing, Finn Suter, Josh Greg Bartram and Eddie Davey. The under-16 green tie to Bunko Faraday, James Perry, Louis Poundle, and the under-17 red tie goes to Alex Turner, Jed Blacknell, Sam Frost, James Braun and James Hart. Now, the next section of the Sports Awards reflects on yesterday's sports competition. Thank you very much, Headmaster, for your kind words to the staff who made the day, and also to all of the students who participated. You really do make that day, and I hope you did enjoy the sports championships. Now, before I actually go to the final results for this, one of the great shames is that we're not doing the athletics championships today, because those points would have rolled over. And looking out the window, the sun is shining, but the grass is still probably very, very wet, so it may not have happened anyway. Now, one of the things that I really look forward to joining Shiplake is really what is seen as a rite of passage for any PE teacher, and that is to be the starter of the track events. Every school I have been at, there has been someone who's been there longer than me, someone more senior who pulls rank, and they get to use the starting gun. Now, I really feel as though, looking at the sunshine, I want to give this a go and have my rite of passage. So, here we go. Take your marks, set, another non-starter this year. Anyway, next year we'll try to get that right. So, over to the final results for yesterday's sports championships. A somewhat COVID-affected Burr, unfortunately, did come in last place with 47 points. I did have a look to see if I could model their year 10 possible performance, but even with this put in, they would have been competing for 4th or 5th. The points were very, very close indeed. In 4th place with 62 points were Orchard House. In 3rd place with 73 points were the early leaders, Welsh. Just 1.5 points ahead of Welsh in 3rd, we have on 74.5 points, Skipwith, meaning the Baldry Trophy, which I have here in front of me, is passed to Everett House and Mr. Armstrong.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. I don't know if you can hear me. Thank you very much. Very pleased to receive this on behalf of the boys. Massive congratulations to everyone that took part in the sport over the course of this year. Obviously affected, but I think yesterday was testament to the fact that we've all really enjoyed it. We're proud and honoured to have received this, so thank you very much. Well done to everyone and all the houses.
Thank you very much, Mr. Armstrong. Now, moving on to the highest awards for sport that the school presents each year, and these are the School Blazers, which go to Year 13 students who have both shown an outstanding commitment to sport, of course, across all of their years at Shiplake, but most importantly, it is to their outstanding ability, their achievements within the previous 2 years, and their competitive success as well. Now, moving straight forward to rowing, we've obviously had the National Schools Regatta over the last couple of weeks, and of course we look forward and wish good luck to the crews going to Henley. The awards for School Blazers for rowing are presented to Dan Hallsworth, Angus Wood, Jake Birch, Matt Johnston, Danny Mulligan, Ed Dallas, Wallace Fisher, Lucas Morgan, Adam Hunt, Mia Vickerman, Mary Oakes, Izzy Blake Holworth, and Nicole Dunn. So well done to all of those rowers who received their blazers. Moving on to the girls' sports blazers. So this is outside of rowing, but looking at hockey and netball, rounders and cricket. And again, there's been competitive fixtures for the majority of those sports across the year. And again, this really is about the outstanding ability of these girls. But I think this year, as importantly as anything, it is how they have led the girls' sports programme and really moved it forwards. I think this year of all years, Miss Mordew has been so impressed with the quality and commitment of girls' sports. And these 3 girls certainly led the way. So the girls' sport blazers are presented to Maddie Aurora, Anna Gulpin, and Antonia Tunnicliffe. So very well done to those girls. Now, moving into the final 2 Blazer Awards, we look at rugby and football. Now, on the rugby side of things, unfortunately, Mr. Beckett was having connection issues. He was going to present. However, I will step in for him. And actually, it's a young man that I've been teaching A-level PE to since January, since I joined, and he's impressed me no end academically, and his rugby ability, I think, is very, very clear to see. He had a professional contract with Wasps, and he's also been part of the under-18 training camps over the last 2 years. Of course, they haven't had any matches, but he's been well involved with those training camps, and I wish him the very best in the future. And that is presented to Finn Brown. And finally, we have the football awards, and I'll pass to Mr. Miller to present that.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley. This award goes to someone who has been contributing to football since year 11. He's been an absolute superstar for us, always involved, always happy to help. He really has led from the front this year. It's been such a shame that we haven't been able to have fixtures, because I think he would have done a fantastic job leading the boys on the pitch. But this award absolutely rightly goes to Kai O'Hare. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miller. And it's just left me to say congratulations to all the students who have taken part in sport this year. You have shown real resilience throughout the year. We've had some brilliant fixtures during the summer term. And of course, we look forward to September and a full fixture list. Thank you very much, Mr. Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley, and to everybody. Now, before we finish with some of our final presentations, just going through, we've had a few birthdays this week. On Monday, it was Jensen Perry's birthday. Tuesday, Fergus Heggie. On Wednesday, Finn Hawkes, and a happy 18th to Sam O'Brien. Yesterday, a happy 18th to Max Brummel. And today, happy birthday to Jake Gosby, Noah Thurgood, and Monty Wallace. And in our staff, Mr. Player kept it very quiet. It was his birthday on Wednesday. Yesterday, of course, we mentioned Mr. Jones. Today, in our HR department, Mrs. Moya, it's her birthday. And tomorrow, Mr. Claridge. So happy birthday to everybody. I'm going to hand over finally to Mr. Brown, who is looking particularly healthy after his couple of days in Jersey with the Year 8 trip. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Headmaster, and good morning to everyone. This time of the year, we have to say farewell to a lot of people, and this is what this section is about. It's very, very important that we say our goodbyes properly and that we also say a lot of thank yous. And I hope that you will all find a chance, even during these rather strange circumstances, to say thank you to the people who've made your life at school what it has been. So please find time, some way, to say your thank yous and of course your goodbyes. Just before I ask our deputy heads and heads of college to do just that for our staff and for our leavers, I'd like to thank our senior pupil leaders from this year. The chapel wardens, the unsung heroes, the people who day after day look after the pastoral care and obviously the Christian life of the school, and I know that the Rev would want to thank them massively for everything that they've done both publicly and behind the scenes. And a particular thank you to Krista and Jack for leading that team. Krista and Jack, you will be very, very familiar with throughout lockdown in particular, when I guess they became rather a bit of a film star, each of them. They made regular appearances, reading the lessons and helping the Rev continue the spiritual side of school despite the strange circumstances, even filming from Jersey, which is quite some feat. So Krista and Jack and your teams, thank you very, very much indeed, and good luck. And to our prefects, the work that they do more than just stand at dinner queues and lunch queues and shout 6 at people. They've helped with the board's activities. They have helped on open days and a lot of other things behind the scenes, quizzes, all sorts of things. So prefects, thank you very, very much. And I'd like to say a particular thank you to our deputy heads of college, to Maddie and Kai, for everything that they've done. They, despite the circumstances, have been incredibly creative. They have led the lower school prefect team really well. They've done all sorts of things for the lower school, and I'm only sad and sorry that they haven't been able to do more. But to you two, to Kai and Maddie, thank you very much. And of course to our heads of college, our joint heads of college, Trixie and James, thank you for all you have done. Thank you for leading the team. Thank you for your weekly meetings in the cafe, your weekly meetings with Mr. Curtis and the headmaster. And again, a lot of these senior pupils are doing things behind the scenes which many of you will not be aware of. But James and Trixie, and indeed Maddie and Kai, I think, have led the college this year incredibly well, especially considering the circumstances. So well done, and thank you to all of you. So I'm now going to ask our deputies and our heads of college to say our thank yous and farewells to both staff and to pupils. So I'm going to ask Kai, first of all, to congratulate some long-serving members of staff. So Kai, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. As Mr. Brown said, I have the privilege of announcing the names of some of the long-serving staff here at Shiplake. So for 10 years service this year, congratulations to Mr. Armstrong, Mrs. Higgins, Mrs. Smith, and Mrs. Tanner. And also, because we weren't able to award this last year for 10 years service in 2020, congratulations to Mr. Moore, Mr. Baker-Taylor, Mr. Beckett, and Mr. Milburn. And finally, just a very special mention to Mr. Dix for 20 years of service at Shiplake College. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
So thank you, Kai. So a round of applause for all those members of staff. Those members of staff serving 10 years will receive, the male members of staff will receive those very fine cufflinks. The ladies will receive a pin badge, and Mr. Dix joins a very elite club and wins his Shiplake watch. It's a very elite club indeed. Thank you, Kai. So on now to the staff leavers. And again, we are desperately sorry that pupils aren't able today to say a proper thank you and farewell and good luck to our staff leavers. Had they been here, they will have received this very, very splendid history of Shiplake College, Wish and Fulfilment. Incredibly hard to get your hands on. And I hope you read at least the first chapter of that book, Staff Leavers. So I'm going to hand over now to Trixie and Maddie to say thank you and farewell to our leaving staff.
Thank you, sir. We are so sorry to say goodbye to a number of staff this year. We wish you all well for the future. Thank you for all that you have done for Shiplake. Mrs. Adamson, Mr. Bailey, Mr. Endicott, Miss Gregg, Mr. Hawhey, Miss King, Miss Knight, and Mr. Lee. Mrs. Reinecker, Mr. Lloyd, Mr. Locke, Mr. Miller, Mrs. Pollington, Dr. Prata, and Mr. Ramsey. Now back to Mr. Brown.
Thank you very much, girls. And on behalf of the leaving staff, Mr. Lee has very kindly said that he would respond. Mr. Lee.
Thanks, Mr. Brown. I won't presume to speak for all of the leaving staff. I'll share my own thoughts and hopefully some of them will resonate. One thing that struck me since arriving at Shiplake, but especially over these past 16 months, is that things don't always go according to plan. I know that many of us have had to contend with dislocated expectations, personal difficulties, individual challenges, and so on. And therefore, I can say that I've greatly appreciated the support, the humour, and the resilience of both my colleagues and of these students, and that's certainly something that I'll take with me going forwards. So thank you very much to Maddie and to Trixie for your kind words, and here's wishing all the members of the Shiplake community the very best going forwards.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, very well. And on behalf of the staff, we wish all our leaving colleagues the best of luck, and we absolutely insist that they keep in touch with us. So now the leaving pupils. And of course, we're very conscious that our year 13s are leaving, but every year there are a number of other pupils who are leaving us, and it's only right that we wish them well. So I'm going to ask James to wish them well and to name those pupils other than year 13 pupils who are leaving this year.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. And yes, we'd like to wish all the best to, so in year 8 leaving is Jed Constable, George Page and Ben Savage. In year 10, Nino Ducott, Camilo Vonka. And in year 11, we'd like to wish all the best to Henry Lund, Flynn Wilson, Archie Smith, James Durkin, Joseph Smith, Toby Broadbent, Zach Everett, Marlo Griffiths, Charlie Watts, Lucas Ferrer de Arriba, Finn Woods, Ruben Logan, Victor Lazar, and Monty McLaren Clark. And in year 12, all the best to Kurt Forberger and Aman Rotary. Good luck, everyone, with your next steps, wherever they may be. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, James, very much. And again, our best wishes to all of those pupils, and do please come back and see us and keep in touch. And finally, Mr. Curtis has been waiting very, very patiently. If we were at a live assembly now, this would be the point at which he and Mrs. Higgins would thank and wish our year 13 leavers all the very best of luck. He's going to say a few words. At the end of that, again, normally the year 13s would come up and receive a gift. The girls would receive something from Mrs. Higgins, and the boys would receive their Shiplake bow tie, which I hope you will receive actually today, and you will be wearing this evening. So finally, over to Mr. Curtis. Thank you.
Congratulations to all our Year 13 leavers. You've made it. You deserve a massive amount of praise because you've had a sixth form like no other in history. Thank you for all the remarkable effort you've put into the last 2 years, maintaining your academic rigor whilst giving up the usual rites of passage of other year groups, your 18th birthday celebrations, your school fixture lists, your holidays, which have gone amiss over the last couple of years. For now, exciting times lie ahead of you. Tonight's leavers dinner, the summer parties ahead, and then onward to university or work. Wherever your future lies, every success, and thank you for all that you have contributed to Shiplake College over your time here. And in recognition of these achievements, Mrs. Higgins and I have a small token of your appreciation, as Mr. Brown has alluded to already, and we will pass those over to you in your respective assemblies just after lunch today. So that is, again, a bow tie for the boys and a handmade silver bracelet for all of the girls. Thank you very much indeed, Year 13, class of 2021. And back to you, Headmaster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Curtis. So there you have it. Lots of effort, lots of engagement, lots of progress, and lots of achievement. None of the names read out this morning have done what they have done without proper focus, effort, self-discipline, and I really do hope and believe that underpinning all of this is a love and a passion for what they are doing. Well done to everyone this year, the heroes of Shiplake. We finished yesterday after the first day of Sports Day, exhausted, but with smiles on our faces. You got to spend time with your friends, and it was a really positive day. Lots of planning went into it, but ultimately it requires you, the pupils, to turn up and give it a real go. And you did that, so thank you. And that also sets the standard for September, when from day one, we expect you to turn up once again and give it a real go. I look forward to seeing you either in person or online at our prize giving ceremony. I promise there will be a few surprises, and hopefully it will be a fitting end to our very, very positive year. Have a good morning, a great summer, and I'll see you later.